Okay, we're here to carve another stamp. If you joined us last time, you'll remember we carved out this little witch stamp, and I've popped it on an acrylic block. So it makes it look for a lot easier stamping now. And these were our first stamps until we got it right, more or less. So today we're going to be doing this tree, and I just drew this up. It's not going to be exactly like this. I got a little too wiggly, but that's okay. I will draw it again and just play it by ear. It's going to work out how it's going to work out. So if you're interested, keep watching. Thanks. We have another rubber block. And to get started, make sure I'm in the frame would be good. So I've gone along and just drawn out what I want to put on here. And then on the back, I have copied those lines with pencil. So that's going to be my carbon copy, so to speak. So we're going to figure out where to set it on the block again. And just like last time, oops, too far over. Make sure I'm not running off the edge. That should be good. So I'm just going to go around, and then I can see exactly what I need to cut off. Okay, now get it set on there just like we like it. And then I'm going to grab some tape and tape it on. Okay, oops, does not like to stick to that, but that's okay. It's not moving too much, so we'll just work with it. And then I just need to trace my lines. And just a little idea here when you're using pencil, it's always nice if you're right-handed to start at the far top left and work your way down so you don't smudge everything out with your hand. And I mean, in this instance, it doesn't really matter, but and as I'm going along, I might add to my original pattern. I've got that done. And so I did kind of throw in a few extra branches here and there. And of course they didn't transfer because I don't have any pen on the back, but I just added them so that I could side by side look at it and see if I needed to add anything anywhere. And like here, it feels like it goes from thick to thin too quick. So I'm just going to draw right on here and fill some of this in. Make that a little bit of a wider branch. And really, I probably could have just drawn right onto here. The whole tree might have just been easier, but anyways, you can just take your pencil after and kind of fix things up if you need to. And we're going to take a pen. If you watched again the last one, you'll know I took a pen and went over it, which I'm going to do again. But this will really show me Now I can kind of see it a little better. I don't want to go with the pen and make a bunch of mistakes. I do like these craggly little branches everywhere. Okay, that looks good. So, as I said, I am going to take a pen. And I thought I had one, and I don't, so give me 1 second. Okay, found my pen. You could use, any kind of pen. This one's too big, clearly, but you could use a Sharpie or something. I'm going to use a Micron. And now I'm just going to go over all those lines one more time and make any changes I need to change. And now it doesn't really matter where I'm going to start because it's going to dry almost instantly. I kind of like that bubble in that one, so I'm going to roll with it. And I think I'm going to continue this out for a little bit. Give that tree some roots. Ground it in. See if everybody can see. Okay, so we're done the drawing, and now we're going to start cleaning this up. There is a few branches I decided not to go with because I'm thinking I would like to have a little witch standing under here, so we'll see. So I have my Speedball carving tool, and it comes with actually another. Comes with 5 attachments. The other one's a knife that I'm not going to be using, so these are the 4 that I'm going to be using. And just like the last video, we are going to start with the small one and work our way larger. So I am going to go around the whole thing, and then I'll go in with the bigger ones and cut some of this away. A lot of this is going to get cut off, maybe. I'm not exactly sure yet, but we will see. But I'm going to go around the outside, and I'm going to take my time. Just like I said in the last video, these things are sharp, so you don't want to, jab it into yourself. That wouldn't be fun. So I'm going to do the tree. I still haven't decided if I'm totally going to do that bottom part. I think I probably am, but I do know, obviously, I want to do the tree. So I'm just going to take my time, and I will speed this up. Skip some. You probably don't need to watch me go in slow motion the whole way. And this first cuts are for accuracy, not for depth. I'm going to be going with the larger knife later and going deeper. For now, I just want to get the outline in as clean as I can. And I want to stay somewhat within, just outside of the lines. But if I go inside, it doesn't really matter because it just doesn't. If I get an extra bump here or there, a little further than I had planned, it's not a big deal. And I just wanted to point out too, My original drawing, where did I put it? Oh, up here. Yeah. It was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. But that's the thing, is you don't need to waste a whole bunch of time on that. It just saves you a little bit. I mean, if you can get down a basic outline, then you can go in. Like, I love this tree way more than that. But you can just go in, and then when you're drawing with the felt pen, you can clean it up, the pencil and everything. You're going to be going over it so many times, so you got lots of opportunities to fix it up. And I did go with the felt pen, because if you only leave pencil, you tend to go over it with your fingers and it'll just turn into a giant smudged mess. Some of these, I'm not going to be able to keep some of these tiny branches because they're just impossible to go around. But I'll see how I do. I'll just continue on. And I'll just speed it up now so you don't have to watch every little thing. And I'll come back when I change blades. Okay, we're almost finished. I just have to finish this little spot and a few of these, and then I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do next. So I'd love to hear your comments below if you have done any carving on vinyl or rubber. It's a lot of fun to make your own stamps. And yes, it can be frustrating when you go over the line, but it's also a good lesson in letting go of any perfection that you might have, because this will not turn out perfect. And that's, again, okay, that's art. Art is not perfect. Okay, so I'm going to do some of these, just add a little texture. I'm not going to go very deep, just going to take out a little bit. These little guys that I've popped on here, they'll just add a little bit of interest. And kind of go with the flow of the tree. Now I'm going to have to clean up this giant mess I got going. Now let's see, can you see from the side? I don't know if the lighting's good or not. Where I have cut in, hopefully around everything. It can be kind of hard to see. See if I can focus in. Okay, I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back and we'll go to the next step. Okay, back for the next step here. So I am going to go over the whole thing with the Sharpie because, as I showed, it's really hard to see, unless I have it at this angle, it's really hard to see, you know, where I carved it and where I didn't. So I bought a new Sharpie because my last one was toast. So anyways, I'm just going to go over it quick. Make sure I get the whole thing. All right. So now at least I can go in and see where I'm working. And I'm going to take out this tiny one. And I'm going to put the next size in, which is this one. And now you're essentially kind of doing, actually, it makes it even harder to see now at some points. But this is a really intricate one. I may have just goofed it, but we will see. I'll see if I can follow my lines. Anyways, now you want to follow those same lines. Except you're wanting to go a little deeper, and because you have that first line done, it's a little easier. And I might have to take that little one and go in at the end and clean up a little bit closer, but I think this will be fine. And we're just gonna go around everything all over again. And then once we do that, see how much deeper it's going? The first one is a really thin, and then this is gonna go deeper. And then we're gonna take the bigger blade and clean out farther away. And you're just gonna keep going further and further away. These big areas, may have to take the little guy into a lot of them actually, but some of these, it just makes it a whole lot faster if you can take this one. And so this one goes quite deep, which is nice to use in this step. And then there is a bigger one. It's kind of a scoop. It gets quite a bit wider. I mean, it goes deep too, but it takes out a good chunk of material as it does it. So I'm just going to keep working here. And I'll speed it back up. Again, you probably don't want to watch this whole thing. The first part took me, if you're interested, I would say probably about, I should have timed it, but it felt like about 20 minutes, half an hour to finish. Okay, I'm just going to continue on. Well, I have gone through with the small one, and I think I still have a few places I got to go here, but I'm going to take the big one and just clean up the outside quickly. Oops, that was really stuck in there. It's not quite supposed to do that. It's just supposed to come out when you loosen it. Come on. Good grief. I'm stuck. Okay. So, come on. Now this one doesn't want to get in. All right. So now you can see it's got a much bigger scoop. The nice thing about the middle one, of course, it goes nice and deep and you can do some detail, but it leaves a lot of kind of a mess behind, which is nice. You can take the wider scoop and go through and kind of clean it up a little bit. Most of it won't affect the stamp, but always nice when it looks good. So I'll take a few minutes and clean this up. All right, I got a heck of a mess going here all over my mat. So I cleaned it all up as good as I could. And hopefully you can see. I'm gonna say this was a difficult one. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I'll probably have to do a little bit more cleaning up. But first things first, I'm going to cut it out because I will be gluing this onto an acrylic block when I'm finished. And if we cut it out, then I don't have to go around the outside and clean up quite so much. Just cut it off. Doesn't have to be perfect. These are not the prettiest stamps in the world for viewing pleasure anyways, but they do work. Okay. Get rid of that. And that's what our stamp looks like. And I have an acrylic block. And so I got this at the dollar store. I think I got it at the Dollar Tree. And I think those are in Canada and this, well, I'm in Canada, so I know they're in Canada, but I think they're in the States too. So. All right, that one fits pretty good. The last one I made, I managed to fit on half of one and cut it in half, but this one fits on here pretty good. It's going to be a big stamp, but we'll see how it goes. And then if you're planning on doing this, when I do it, I always take some sandpaper or even a nail file and just clean the edges up because it is a little bit sharp. So next thing we're going to do is do a little stamping. So I'm going to clean up this giant mess because I have got a pile of this stuff sitting over here. I'm going to clean it all up and then I'll come back. Got it all cleaned up around the edges, and I got some ink, Distress Oxide, Gathered Twigs. We'll try this one today. I thought Gathered Twigs would be appropriate since it's a tree. I haven't glued it on here yet because if it's not what I want, I don't want to waste a sheet. So we'll just manage as it is right now. So let's see if we can't get it inked up. And I'll just use this acrylic block to push down. All right, let's see. Well, look at that. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. If I would have just pressed it and left it, I wouldn't have got this shadowing here. But that's okay. So now I can look at this piece and kind of see if there's any cleanup I need to do. And like I said before, that does need to be cleaned up right here. These little bits don't actually bother me. One thing I am looking for in this tree is any branches that are, you know, just really too wide, that I would like to get a little smaller toward the end. So I just like to go through with a pencil at the end. Actually, I'm pretty happy with it as it is, but I might clean up a few things. There's a few spots here and there. So I will do that and then I'll be right back. Okay, I think we'll do one last print. I cleaned up a few spots, thinned out a few branches, fixed a few places, and this time we'll try some ground espresso. And then I think I'm going to glue it on the block. I like it. And I don't know if you watched the last video, but I am doing a series here. I did a little witch in the last video, as I showed you, and then we're going to do the tree. I have a few other things I'd like to do, and then I'm going to put them all together and see if we can't create a cool little scene. All right. One more time. That should be good. And take it off a little easier. There we go. That looks great. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, cleaned up a few areas. Oh, I still got to do a little bit right there, I guess. Ah, it's just those little tiny slivers. Left that. It's always something. And I might actually take that down a little bit too, so it kind of goes off. But other than that, I'm really happy with this stamp. We're going to call it a win again today. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. If you'd like to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any other videos, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it. Other than that, have a great day.